Please welcome via live stream actor and founder of Lede Haiti, Rainn Wilson.
Hello, everyone. Hi. So nice to see you all. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there in person, and what a strange and profound honor to be following the Vice President of the United States in any kind of talk. My name is Rainn Wilson. I'm an actor. I'm an author, most recently of the book Soul Boom, and I do believe that I could play J.D. Vance in the upcoming television movie. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. I see a bunch of people milling around in a blue room talking, but I'm going to pretend that you're listening to every word I'm saying right now. It's an honor to be asked to participate. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. You see, I had agreed to show up and speak to you all, but at the same time I got cast in my first ever Broadway musical. And we had our first dress rehearsal last night. We have rehearsals all day today. We open tonight. But here's the deal. I'm so thrilled to be beamed in to your virtual Washington, D.C. living room today. And I was thinking about the similarities between spiritual practice and doing a Broadway musical. It's a sacred space. There's laughter. There's tears. We are providing joy to the congregation. We're creating something transcendent. We're telling stories, and hopefully people leave better than when they showed up. And that's what we're all striving for. And just as there's similarities between a Broadway musical and a religious or spiritual gathering, I think what's beautiful about your organization and the hundreds and hundreds of you that are participating in this is setting aside the religious differences and focusing on the universalities of spiritual belief and religious belief. I write about this in Soul Boom, and it's something I think that we need to come back to as religious practitioners, as clergy members, as people of faith. And that is, we are seeking to build community, whether we're Muslim or Christian or Buddhist or Jewish. We are seeking to find transcendence. We are seeking to heal one another. We're seeking to be of service to one another. We're seeking to set aside our egos in a kind of a selflessness, and we're seeking to serve something far greater than ourselves. God, the Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it, Allah. And it's turning to these universalities and working together, shoulder to shoulder, that is so important in the work that you all are doing. And this conversation that you're having is absolutely stunning. It's moving, and I'm just thrilled to participate even in a tiny, tiny way. Now, one important reason that I wanted to show up and have you witness this incredibly gorgeous, beefy face on your screens in front of you, this very J.D. Vance-esque face. Again, I'm trying to plug playing J.D. Vance in the J.D. Vance story, is I am a member of the Baha'i faith. And when we speak about religious freedom in the world, there is almost no greater case of religious persecution than the Baha'is in its home country of Iran. There's at least 500,000, perhaps more, Baha'is in Iran. It's the largest religious minority. Currently, there are 1,200 Baha'is facing some kind of court proceedings. Baha'is are not allowed to get married. They're not allowed to get buried in Baha'i cemeteries. Baha'is are not allowed to gather. Even owning Baha'i literature and materials can end up putting you in jail. Baha'is are not allowed to get a higher education. And out of this 150, 180 years of persecution, tens of thousands of deaths, thousands and thousands of imprisonments, Baha'is are fostering something that we call constructive resilience. What is that? instead of merely taking it, instead of merely suffering, how do we take this kind of persecution and transform it into gold? How do we transform it into survival? Constructive resilience has created the Baha'i Institute of Higher Education, where Baha'is not allowed to get an education in Iran are finding ways online and in secret and in basements to educate themselves, get world-class educations, to build community and thrive as a community, even as it is being actively sought to be stomped out. So I hope all of you will look into the plight of the Baha'is in Iran. A big shout out and huge love and a heartbreaking shout out to all my Baha'i brothers and sisters in Iran that are being so poorly treated. And finally, I wanted to say that I spoke last year to a group of university chaplains, and I've never seen a more bedraggled bunch of people because they are on the front lines of the mental health crisis in the United States. And they felt ignored, and they felt kind of put upon. And I told them, and I tell you now, that you are doing the most important work. They are doing the most important work. They are on the front lines of this devastating mental health epidemic. They are speaking to meaning, and there's a meaning crisis, as we know, with people in America, young Americans. They're building community. They're touching souls. They're healing people. They're bringing in the power of prayer, the power of meditation to people of all faiths in selfless service to the populations that are hurting the most right now, especially young Americans, college-age Americans. The suicide rates are absolutely through the roof. And I would say the same thing to you. This is a beautiful conference. You guys are doing God's work. This is the most important work that can be had right now, which is people of all faiths gathering, working shoulder to shoulder to build unity, cohesion, speak to social justice, international justice, healing, bringing souls together, transcendence, building community. Like I've said, this is the work that you're doing. I'm so grateful for the work that you're doing. Thanks for having me on this short telecast. It's just been an honor and a privilege to get to know about this great organization. And thank you so much. And have a beautiful day.